Animation: a yellow butterfly sits on a branch near blue water. Text: growing together, advocating and communicating with healthcare professionals. The butterfly flies away. Two round-bottom rabbits bounce along, stopping at the water's edge. The smaller gray rabbit leans its head against the larger white rabbit, then chases the butterfly.
When becoming a caregiver, by chance or by choice, we usually imagine our job will be providing physical assistance to a loved one, feeding them, clothing them, keeping them company.
An ice floe breaks away as a rabbit hops on it.
We soon realize that caregiving is about so much more.
Rabbits separated.
Sometimes a loved one needs help beyond our normal scope, and it falls on us to make sure their voice is heard.
Ice floats.
Becoming an advocate is one of the most important roles we caregivers can take on.
Water separates the two rabbits.
However, most of us have never taken on this role before, and it can be daunting.
The white rabbit lowers its head.
As advocates, we must be patient and research what resources are at our disposal so we can best assist our loved one.
The rabbit bounds toward seals.
Communicating for a loved one can be stressful, but we have to learn to do it in a constructive manner.
Seals and penguins play.
Learning to balance pushing for our loved one's needs and accepting what help is offered can be a huge benefit to our caregiving journey.
Penguins approach rabbit.
Care providers tend to be busy. Approaching them as if our concerns are the only ones that matter can make them shut down.
Two bears.
Know that care providers do want to help, but can only do so when their own interests are considered.
Bears look out to the water at gray rabbit.
When we acknowledge this, we begin to make incomparable allies.
Large bear shakes head. Narwhal listens.
Caregivers often feel overwhelmed, so it's not unusual to confuse a care provider when trying to communicate one's needs. But the better a healthcare provider understands your needs, the better they're able to help.
Narwhal follows bouncing rabbit.
No one can do this alone. Caring for a loved one is an enormous responsibility, and we all need help. Building a support team of different healthcare providers is vital to the well-being of both the caregiver and their loved one.
Animals use slingshot to launch penguin.
Once assembled, there is no limit to what the right team will do to assist a loved one.
Flies through the air.
In the bustle of the advocacy process, keep in mind that our loved one is who we are fighting for.
Gray rabbit cowers.
Always make sure that their concerns are close at heart.
Penguin backs up, giving rabbit space. The rabbit slowly bounces toward the smiling penguin. A snake is perched on the narwhal's horn in the water. It wraps around the rabbit and penguin, still clinging to the narwhal, who pulls the ice forward toward the white rabbit and friends.
After a breakthrough, take time to thank each healthcare provider for their assistance.
White rabbit bounces.
If care providers know how their involvement helped, they'll be more likely to assist again in the future.
Ice floes meet and rabbits hug.
And always remember, you are an essential part of the care team. Without a patient and thoughtful advocate to fight for them, our loved one's needs might go unmet. Yes, caregiving can often feel like a thankless task. But to a loved one, a caregiver who advocates for their needs can be the most important person in the world.
All the animals gather around the rabbits as they embrace, the gray rabbit's eyes closed. In the distance, fog settles atop snow-covered mountains. Logo: North of Now. Text: produced with the participation of the TELUS Fund. Stories for Caregivers.